What's up guys? I hope you are doing well today. While discussing about classes, objects, and constructors, we came across names of various function members in C#. Now, we will learn more about one of them. The properties. Properties in C# are the natural extension to the fields. We know that field members are used to store some data, and they denote a specific memory location. The properties, on the other hand, do not directly denote a storage location. Instead, they are implemented with accessor and mutator.
Wow, Mark, that is something new. Accessor and mutator. What are these things?
Accessor, as the name suggests, is a function which is used to access the value of a property. To mutate means to modify. So, a mutator is a function which is used to change or to modify the value of a property. A get method, or accessor, is executed when you use a property in the right-hand side of an assignment operation, or simply when you access the property. A set method, or mutator, is executed when the property is the target of assignment operation, or an increment or decrement expression. A property, with only get and set, is called an auto property. Because the C# compiler automatically implements the body of get and set functions, and also it generates the storage location for the field, which backs up the property, so you do not have to define a field member yourself for that property. You can, on the other hand, write explicitly the actions to be taken on accessing the property. In this case, the get and set functions do have a body enclosed by braces. And here is an example of how it is done. If the functions get and set are a single statement expressions, then instead of using braces for the body, you can use expression-bodied members. Here is the syntax. Also remember, the get function is often called as a getter, and the set function is called as a setter. We usually use the terms getter and setter, then using accessor and mutator.
Mark, is it possible to directly assign a value to a property when it is defined?
Sure. The properties, when declared, have the default value, depending on the type of property. For example, a property of string type has default value null. If you want it to have any other default value, you can assign or initialize the property value when it is defined. Here is an example of setting default value as an empty string.
Here is another question mark. Are both getter and setter mandatory for defining a property?
Not at all, my friend. The properties indeed can be read-only, write-only, or read-write. A property with only a getter is a read-only property. A property with only a setter is a write-only property. And as we seen earlier, a property with a setter and getter is read-write property. Another way to create a read-only property could be, a property has both getter and setter, but the setter has a private access modifier. In this case, the setter cannot be accessed from the outside, and the property in turn becomes a read-only property. Another useful scenario of using properties is using computed properties. A property do not have to simply return a value of a field member. It can actually perform some calculations and return the result. Here is an example. Suppose a field member stores date of birth in a field of date-time type. You can have a computed read-only property which calculates and returns current age. While properties are very simple, they are of a great use. When you access a property, it seems like accessing a field member. However, being the function members, properties provide way more functionality than the fields do. You can perform validation, set accessibility as required, perform evaluation, or perform any other action that your application may need, using the properties. Thank you for joining in. Did you find the content useful? If you like our discussions, then please do not forget to subscribe the channel.
Also, like and share the videos, and feel free to comment.
This is really going to help our channel grow and reach to all those who are getting started with C#, like we do. Thank you.